Hello and welcome to Passion Supernatural Podcast, the podcast where we discuss what we consider to be the best soap opera ever, Passions. Back for another weekend, people. Back again, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, as we air every weekend here on Sundays. Hi there, I'm Joe Velasquez, host of the Passion Supernatural Podcast. Joining me is my lovely co-host, Casey Metcalf. How you doing, girl?
Tired. I went to the pool again today.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's like holy crap, a giant heat wave out there. It's nuts. Oh, terrible. Yeah, I've been hanging around without getting TMI on the show, I've been hanging around without a shirt on. It's been so incredibly hot. But yes, everybody, we are back for another weekend to discuss, can you guess it? As you can, Passions, the soap opera. We're back for another weekend here to discuss Harmony and all the wonderful characters and everything about it to keep the show alive. And great news, folks. Back with us again today is our less frequent recently, for reasons we will find out today, guest appearance, Acacia. She's back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Back after what, 3 weekends about? I'd want to think.
Yeah, I was telling my husband, I was like, I think it's been like 3 weekends. I think the last time I was maybe like the 18th or something like that, or I don't know. So
yeah, we missed hearing your voice and hearing your talking and everything, girl. You really help us going and everything, especially you weren't with us when we had our oh wait, no, that was a while back actually. I think now that I think
yeah, it was the 11th because it was my mom's birthday.
Yeah. I was gonna say I couldn't remember if we had seen each other, if you'd been with us since that happened or not. But yeah, we're great to have you back. And so everybody, yep, we're all back once again and everything. And I guess I'll just start off by saying unfortunately, I have not heard from anybody new or anything. I haven't heard from anybody new. I'm still kind of keeping in touch with I don't know what you want to call her. She used to represent Colton Shire's little Ethan. She used to or whatever, but he's no longer with her anymore, but she still keeps in contact with him and his mom. So she basically has I guess she's texted him here and there and stuff like that, and I've texted her and she has texted me back and everything, and she says that that he is fully aware about the show and all that, and she's told him that if you want to, just tell me and I'll tell them. He goes, no, I want to tell them myself, and I haven't heard anything, so I don't know. But other than that, the last closest thing that I actually got was being able to send an email for a management of Amy Castle, Vicky. She's the last one that other than that, I haven't heard from anybody. I haven't gotten in touch with anybody new. I think I kind of have all of the contacts of everybody from Passions that I'm going to be able to get. Since I've been on IMDb Pro, which is going to expire within about a week or two or something like that, my subscription will expire again, and then I'll have to come up with another $22 or something. But otherwise, nobody else has added anything to their things. I just told Casey last week, Acacia or whatever. I just like Liza. I think that it is going to be extremely difficult to actually get Lindsay or whatever. It's going to be just very hard to get Lindsay and everything. Because like I said, that number that is on her contacts, it is so mother effing, like, oh my god, it's just you dial it, the number you had dialed, that whole thing and everything. That's the only number that is on her contacts. I'm like, oh man. It's the only number that's on her contacts, and it doesn't work. So I'm thinking, just like Liza Gwen, I think Lindsay Teresa is going to be very hard for us to be able to find. I mean, there might be other ways, but I think she's going to be very difficult. So, but but anyways, that's all that's on me. Acacia, come on, come on, come on, come on. We've you've shut up on us for 3 weekends. Details, details. Where you been? What have you been
Okay.
doing? What have you found? What have you got on us on the show? I mean, seriously, girl.
Yeah. So, well, I was gone. So the weekend prior to last weekend, I was on vacation with my family. But last weekend, my friend and I went to Cincinnati or Liberty Township, and we saw the Day Players. So
Hmm.
it's Eric Marsoff, Carson Boatman. Um, Oh my gosh, I forgot their names. And I actually almost wore the shirt to, or like brought the shirt down to show you guys, but
Right.
I forgot it. I just like cleaned all my drawers. So like it's like folded up and but it's like four of them. I forgot what all their names are. So they're all on days or were on days or, but it was such a good show. So it was at the Funny Bone in Liberty Township. My friend and I, we like got a hotel and I haven't seen my friend in a really long time. So it was just nice to kind of hang out with her anyway. But we didn't, so I did not get the package where you like stay and like meet them or anything like that because it was like insanely expensive. But it's actually really funny because my friend and I got VIP seating without having VIP bracelets. Obviously I think I probably was said it before. I have cerebral palsy. And so like there was an elevator. So like we were like the last ones on this elevator and we like go down the little ramp and the guy's like, "Oh, I have two more for VIP." And we're just like, okay. Like so we got like that's I said, okay, let me go back. So obviously I have a Passions TikTok and I posted the video on there. So that's how we got like kind of close seating because we were like VIP in the VIP section, which was really cool. It was a really, really, really good show. They were so talented. I would like pull my phone out and show you guys, but it's on Zoom, so be
Hmm.
careful. But if anyone who's on TikTok, Passions Obsessed One is my like Passions TikTok, and I did post the video there with like a
Every tune
compilation of
in, she's great.
the songs of all the songs that they sang. They were really, really, really good. Eric is very like expressive and like theatery. And like, I mean, so you can tell like he's done shows, but he has this like almost like rock vibe, like this, like the songs he sang. I think he sang like because they all did like solos. He did Jesse's Girl, and he did some other one that was like a country song about like jeans. It was like a country like rockish song, I think. It's about like blue jeans or something like that. Um, it was really good. Like they were all really, really good. They were really interactive with the crowd too. Like they talked to, people and um made jokes and it was just a really, really good time. So I know they're still on tour, so if anyone can go see them, it's definitely worth it. It was a really, really good show.
It's
I
great.
wanted to go.
Yeah, it was so
Take
good.
it easy with you, neighbor.
I know that. So next time they're in Ohio again, because I know they came in June. So in June, I think they were in Cleveland and Columbus. And then obviously I live in Columbus, but my friend was busy that day. And so then August 2nd, they came to Cincinnati. So we just made it a weekend and it was a good time. It was really great. It was really funny. They actually did some songs that like I didn't expect. Um, Uptown Funk, which was really funny. They did
Yeah, I
Uptown
don't like
Funk.
the phone yet.
They did Frozen. They did Let It Go, which was like,
Oh my god.
gosh, they did Let It Go.
I would
And
have
I was
loved
like,
to have
wait, is
seen
this it?
that.
Huh?
I would have loved to have seen
Okay,
that.
so if you watch the video on my TikTok, it's kind of towards like the middle endish because I only have like clips of the songs. I don't have like the full performances because it was a lot of we were all like holding our phones and like um but definitely if you like look on my TikTok, I do have like a clip of them singing like a part of Frozen. I have some of Uptown Funk. They opened it up with like the boys are back in town. Let's see, what else did they sing? Black Eyed Peas. Did they sing My Hump? They might have sang My Hump. I think they sang My Humps.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Um, Adele, Rolling in the Deep. A lot of it was like
I don't know
rock
any of the music.
80s songs
What?
that like I didn't know because like I wasn't born in the 80s. Like my husband was, so like he knew some of them, but some like Bon Jovi, I think like Wanted Dead or Alive or something like that. They sang that one. That one was really good. Um, like I said, Jesse's Girl. They were very like so it was really funny because they were actually very like the jokes that they told were like very sexual jokes. um, whatever. They like there we were all adults there. I think that my friend and I, so she's 33, I'm 35, and we were probably the like youngest, not the absolute youngest, but pretty much the younger crew was probably like our age, like 30s. And there wasn't a lot of us. Most of the women were, it was mostly women. There was a handful of men who, like, some came with like their wives, some, came because they like soap operas.
Yeah.
Um, but I would say the average age was probably like 50 plus. And they were jamming, and it was a really, really good show. So yeah, if you can go, definitely go because it was good fun.
Yeah. Sounds awesome, man. I've never gone to a show like that. I mean, I've been to very few concerts in my life. I mean, Hillary Duff, Sabrina Carpenter, um, stuff like that. But something like that, I've never been to anything like that, so I wouldn't know what that's like. So, damn.
Yeah, it was super intimate, which I liked. Like I've been to like bigger shows, like stadium shows and things like that. But it was very like intimate. Like actually, so it's really funny because like the way that the Funny Bone is set up, it's like this big like almost like dining room type thing, like banquet hall almost. Because they have a lot of comedy shows there, so it was like big, but it wasn't like that big. And they had a bunch of like tables and chairs and stuff. Like you could sit, like you could order food. It was like a restaurant basically. So you could sit, you could order food, all that stuff. Um, and so there's like, okay, like where you get, there's like a hallway, like you get off the elevator and then you come down like this like ramp down into the, where the seating is. And they actually walked out right past our seats. And I was like trying to record it, but I was also trying to like be in the moment and like watch it. So I like didn't really get it recorded. But literally like they came down like right, like past right few inches from my head, which is really cool. My friend met one of them. So she went to the table to get the merch table because obviously I always have to get shirts or some kind of merch from any concert I go to. And she was like FaceTiming me picking something out, and she met one of them. And I forgot what his name was. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Um, it wasn't Eric because I was like, oh my god, did you meet Ethan Winthrop? But she was like, no, it wasn't him. um, let's see. Sorry. Let me find him because I want to say the right guy. They're in Nashville next. Brandon Barash.
Yeah,
Barash.
yeah. He used to be
He,
on days. Yeah, he was the last Stefan. He was
yep.
also
So
on.
he
He was
was
also
really
on.
good.
I believe he was also on. I think General Hospital. My roommate met him when he was on that. So, and I got to meet him during one of my Days of Our Lives Zoom meet and greets. I got to meet him there, but I believe my roommate met him when he was on General Hospital.
Yeah, he was super. So my friend met him. He was like, I guess standing at the merch table, and he just like, like thanked her for coming out and all that. But he was really, really good. He's like a really raspy, like rocker voice. Um, he sang a couple solos, and and they all were like also like playing instruments too. So like it was, I think that Eric was doing like some kind of drum or something like that. I couldn't really tell because I couldn't see up that high. Um, and then they were like doing like the shaker things and all that. So So yeah, so let's see. I was gonna say something else about it. But I forgot. Carson Boatman is so good. He's such a good. He's super country, and he has this really beautiful song for his daughter called Ava's Song. I think it's on like Spotify now. Because I think I saw it on TikTok when it got like released or whatever. Such a beautiful song for his kid. He's super country sounding though. He's really, really good.
I
Um,
would like that because I love country.
yeah, oh my God, you would love it. So definitely check him out on Spotify or iTunes or whatever. He was really, really good. Um, yeah, they were just it was really funny. Like they interacted with the crowd a lot and they sang and we sang along and it was a really good show. So I I had a good time for sure.
I want to go sometime next year or something.
You should. Oh my gosh, because I definitely would go again. So, and I got this bracelet, but my friend and I we got matching bracelets. Mine does so players is spelled wrong. I don't know if I can even. It says pliers, day
I see
pliers.
it.
Um, but we got matching like friendship bracelets, and
Mm.
I have a keychain somewhere that I got, but my son kind of took it and he's using it to unlock doors. But um, he uses he uses
Unlocked
toys
doors.
or anything to unlock a door. So my day player's keychain is somewhere in the house somewhere. But yeah, that was how I spent last weekend was hanging out
Awesome,
with the day players.
awesome. Yeah, I'm still waiting on Eric to get back to filming so that maybe there might be, I mean, again, no guarantees, but might be a better chance of us getting him here on the show or something if he's back on filming and he's not so busy with the show. So, yeah,
Yeah.
touring
You
all
made
over.
a lot of jokes about like all of the women that he's been with on the show and how
Well, yeah,
all these women are driving him crazy. He did some song, I forgot what.
passions. He had 2 days. He's at. Oh man,
I
a
mean, he
lot.
started listing off all these different women, and it was funny because Carson had asked for 4 bourbons, I think, for them, because obviously there were servers walking around, and she brought them, and I think he put his in like a Coke cup, and he was like, I can have this. Brady cannot have this. But, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, like laughing about, making reference to Days of Our Lives stuff. Obviously, I don't watch Days of Our
I
Lives.
gotta start watching that.
I
I
know,
mean,
I
again,
do. And
passions may be the best, but Days is still it's awesome. It's really
and
really
it's
good.
so funny
Yeah.
because on Reddit I do follow SoapNet and it like talks about all the soap operas. So they have like a section for passions and all of like, the soaps that are no longer on air or yeah, on TV. But they post a lot about Days of Our Lives, obviously, because it's still ongoing in General Hospital and Young and the Restless. So part of me would, yeah, I always say like I want to start, but I'm like just trying to get through, to the 600 episodes of Passions because I have been watching Passions. I have
Okay,
been
that's what we
so
wanted to
good.
know. That's what we were gonna ask
Yes,
next. Where
I
are
have
you?
watched probably like 10 episodes of Passions over. I mean, I know it's not very many in the like 3 weeks that I've been, away, but I have watched some episodes of Passions. We're still in Bermuda. And Teresa is now married to Julian. And
Yet to see any of those.
oh my gosh. Okay, well,
I mean, I know what happened, but I don't. I've still yet to see any of them.
yeah, so they just woke up in bed together and she's like, "Oh my God, we're married." And Ethan's there. Ethan and Whitney and Chad
I
flew off.
still. I mean. Again, I understand her reasonings, but just her marrying Julian and Alistair, it grosses me out because they are like
Yeah.
so much older than her. I swear to God.
Well,
I,
so
I
I
do
think
understand her reasonings, especially with Alistair and everything. I mean, especially her reason. I understand her reasonings, but it's still so gross.
it is. I think we find out eventually that she wasn't even actually married to Julian. Like, it was like a fake, like his friend like tricked them or
Yeah.
something. So that, kind of give her some slack for because she didn't know. And also that storyline, like watching it now, I think again, like my 2026 glasses, um, it's a really icky storyline. Like she's super drunk. He's all over her. You know, he's like, let's lay down, let's get in the bed. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so drunk. Like, I love champagne, you know? And it's very like now, I think now, currently, would that be able to be a storyline? I mean, I'm sure it still would be because soap operas kind of push the envelope, but definitely like a really icky storyline. And I think that how I think I haven't obviously gotten that far yet, but I know that Teresa kind of gets a lot of flack for you married him, you got pregnant by him, blah blah blah. And like I feel like current day, like we would look at her as like she was sexually abused, like she was raped, like she was if she would have actually had sex with him, which I think that we don't, you know, that
Wasn't.
likely didn't happen. But we would definitely look at it like, well, she was super drunk. She couldn't give consent. Just like we look at like when she drugs Ethan to get pregnant again. Like people have no problem with saying like she
Just
drugged
like
him,
how
she raped him.
Kay did,
Like
and how Kay did it to Miguel. So I mean, even the guys have been raped. So
yeah, I mean, there's this passion. I was actually, like I said, I follow soapnet on Reddit, and someone said like there was like a basically like a summer of rape, and because like there was just so many like this like time period of passions, like there was like maybe a year or so, a few months or something like that, where like everyone was like drugging someone or deceiving someone into sleeping with them or whatever. So I think that that's super like watching it now. I think it's like a icky storyline. And I think that like I said, the flack that she
I
gets
mean,
for
a
it.
lot, not all of it, but a lot of it turned out all right. But still,
Yeah.
just that I mean, Miguel and Kay ended up together despite what happened and all that stuff. But still, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, it just feels icky. And same with Alistair. I mean, I definitely understood why she married Alistair because I would also do anything to get my kids back if I lost them. Even if it's marrying some nasty old man or whatever. I hate that like
So old.
he was so old. I hated the
Jeez.
abuse. I hated the abuse. I hated the sexual abuse storyline. And there's a scene that like, and I'm probably gonna do a TikTok video when I get to it, which will be probably years from now. Where like Ethan, like it's just gross to me. It's like she's like sexually abused by Alistair, and Ethan's like, oh, like I heard you in there, like you didn't sound like you were being sexually abused, and like I hate that storyline. I hate that idea, all of those things. So I will likely at some point make a video about it when I get to it, which will be probably a
Doing
really
your
long time.
videos, absolutely. I hardly ever make. I mean, don't get me wrong. I will still, but I just don't make videos that often anymore because I hardly ever get to the computer.
Yeah, I don't. I make them on my phone sometimes with TikTok. Like
It's
if I
hard for
find
me to
something
do it on my
really
phone.
compelling that I want to discuss, then I will do it. But I'm still kind of learning like the green screen in the background and all of that
It's
fun
hard for me to
stuff.
make stuff on my phone. I mean, it's just very difficult to do all of the dragging with my finger. I just do it
For
better with the
me,
mouse.
I make live videos of me bike riding or at Duke Park or at the pool. Sometimes I go on and talk, but yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I don't like to talk unless I'm like have my hair like decent or like makeup on. I think the last one I made where I
yeah.
was in it. I don't think I've had makeup on in any of the ones that I have made with me in it, but like my hair was decent in one of them. But I don't make a lot of talking videos because I don't even like to hear myself talk anyway.
Or
Um, yeah,
or singing like you do music on there and you sing a song. I like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for
I
sure.
do that.
I would love to do that. I'm so like self-conscious about like singing. I was actually just commenting on. I posted something yesterday that actually got really a lot of views. It was just like that, like 18 years ago yesterday, Passions aired their last episode. And it blew up pretty quick, had a lot of comments, and someone was like, oh my gosh, like I know this theme song, like off, like I don't know, don't remember what I did yesterday, but I can remember all the words to this theme song. And I would love to like do a singing video and then like duet it or like have other people sing or whatever. I think that'd be cool. But
Well,
again,
no, me, I am a singer. Singing is my life, so I just love to sing. So
you should
I
make a video doing it because I don't know. I'm scared. I just sing in my shower.
I'll sing anytime as long. I mean, as of right now, I think my voice is somewhat shot or whatever because my week has been pretty crappy lately. So I think my voice is kind of shot a little bit at the moment. I'm a little bit nervous because tomorrow I'm going to an off Broadway event and everything. I don't have to sing or whatever, but I know I'm just gonna wanna, really get into it and start lip syncing and all that stuff. And here I've got no voice and I have barely much of a singing voice. So, but no, singing is my life. So singing is not an issue for me.
I can't sing.
I feel like
I
Let me
can't.
be the judge
I,
of that. That's what I say.
I can't go up in front of 2,000 people and sing. No.
no, I would be too afraid. No, I can't do that. I sing in my shower. My
I
husband
can. I would love to.
maybe heard me sing like a handful of times. He probably hears me in the shower. Um, that's it. My son, he says I'm a good singer, but that's my baby, so of course he's.
No, I mean, I like, I've done singing growing up, if you know what I mean, and I've actually done performances in front of audiences to where I'll sing something so incredibly powerful or so incredibly whatever that they will just start applauding right in the middle of my number and all that stuff or whatever. Like right in the middle of my number, they'll just start applauding,
I,
and I'll have to wait for them to shut up before I can go on with the song. So
I
yeah.
remember in 7th grade, we had a talent show. I wanted to be in the talent show and sing like Backstreet Boys. Yeah, but
I
I didn't do
auditioned
it though, but
for my like when I was in high school for our prom fashion show. We always had singers, and I auditioned, and actually I got like a lot of compliments, but I didn't get it, which whatever. But my school actually has some really good singers, so I see like I know why I didn't get it because there were some really 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 good
I'm
singers,
just, I'm
and I think
still, so,
I
I'm
got it.
still, even though I've known it for a while, it still just blows me away of how many um, singers were actually on Passions. It just blows me away of how many of those actors, a lot of them, the majority of them, we had like before Passions had never heard of it before. It might have been like their first thing, or at least their first thing that got their name out there at least, and they actually are singers. I mean, Lindsay, Mackenzie, Eric. I mean, I haven't
I
heard
didn't know
Mackenzie sing.
Mackenzie was a singer.
Well, that's just what I was about to say. I haven't heard Mackenzie sing, but she says that she has sang. I think if you look on, I don't quote me on this, but I could swear that she had mentioned if you look on her YouTube, you might see a video, like an audio or something of her singing or
She
something.
does. So I remember this. So I think it's on her TikTok maybe or Instagram. She and her son sang, I think maybe "Shallow" or something like that.
Hmm.
yeah,
Um,
that's wrong. Yeah.
yeah, I think that she sings. I think that they sing that, and I might have commented on it. I don't remember. I might have just thought to myself like, "Oh wow, I didn't know she was a good singer."
I mean,
Um,
I think is probably gonna get a laugh or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. Don't quote me on this. I just haven't heard them do it enough to actually know whether or not they are actually singers or whatever. So don't quote me on this. I don't know for sure. But as far as I know, I think that Travis and Natalie can BS it or whatever. I think they can BS singing and everything. I haven't heard them enough to actually know whether or not they're actually singers. But if you do remember that fantasy where them and Lindsay, they had to sing the Passions theme song. So, I mean, and just listening to that, something was like telling me that those two were more just having fun than actually singing, whereas Lindsay was actually singing, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. Maybe they can sing, but that there just looked like they were BSing it. So
I feel
I
like
don't know.
Travis maybe mentioned in the podcast that he has sang before, like in
Hmm.
uh, maybe I don't know. I don't fully remember because I haven't
And
listened to
I
the podcast.
definitely know that I can say this actually for a fact that my favorite Miguel Blair Redford, he does not sing. I know that for a fact because he did this movie. It's called Dance of the Dead. It's a parody of Night of the Living Dead. It's a parody where he plays. It seems like Blair gets a lot of these kinds of characters. I seem to see him do this an awful lot to where he ends up getting some kind of like rock character where he's got to play the guitar or something. I've seen him in like at least 2 movies where he's on the guitar or whatever. Well, the movie Burlesque, even though his character was like barely he barely even had any lines, but you can see him back there and he's on the guitar. So it seems like Blair gets a number of rock star characters. Well, anyways, in Dance of the Dead, he definitely played a rock character who was in a rock band and everything, and it was part of his character of like, again, it's meant to be a parody, not a serious thing. It's meant to be complete bullshit comedy or whatever. I'm not even entirely sure. I have to look it up. I'm not even entirely sure if the film got positive reviews or not. I have to look it up. But his character actually, it's like I'll never forget that at this. I think if I remember in the movie, there's like all these different high schoolers in the school gym for like the school dance or whatever, and there's these zombies that are breaking in and they're caving in on them and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom, here comes Blair Redford's character on the stage with his band behind him. He's on the guitar and he's starts singing in front of a microphone, and that's a way to get the zombies to back off, is with music or whatever. That zombies actually they have an attraction to music, and so once he actually feels like we're killing it, this is our chance and everything, when really it's just a way to distract the zombies. But he sings in that. And I actually wondered for a very long time, is that really Blair singing? I talked to his dad. No, he was dubbed. So he said no, Blair cannot sing. That's something that is not Blair's style. He was dubbed for that movie, so I know that for a fact. He cannot sing. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
haven't watched that movie in so long or whatever. I forget what a lot of it does or whatever. But I know it's definitely an R-rated movie, and he drops the F-bomb a good number of times in it. I remember watching it with my grandma and telling her that's like he's like my second favorite actor, Blair Redford. The very minute that he dropped the F-bomb, she's like, he needs his mouth washed out with soap. So so
Yeah.
yeah. Blair is definitely a no. He cannot sing. Even though he would make an awesome, if only he could sing, for how many rock star characters he plays or whatever. He needs to be in a rock band of some sort. It's just the way he is. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of singers on Passions for sure.
But no, but I just can't get over it of how many of it. I mean, there are a few aside from Eric. There are a few that are on Days as well that can sing. I know that Molly Burnett, who used to play Melanie on Days, she was my favorite female character on the show, and it so upsets me that it's looking pretty more than likely like she'll never come back. I mean, she's come back a few times or whatever, but I think that she has made it clear that Days is her past and everything, and now she's doing other things or whatever. And she was my favorite of all the females. I got to meet her, luckily. I got to meet her, and I got a picture with her, and I miss her so much. She's a little singer too. I mean, like I believe she sang on True Blood. She sang on True Blood. So I don't watch True Blood, but I remember my father used to watch it, and I remember watching by, and I saw him on the TV, and then all of a sudden there's this moment where there's this singer on the stage, and I had to do a double look. I'm like, that's Melanie from Days of Our Lives. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I know her. So, yeah, so I mean, I know that she definitely is a little singer. Yeah. I don't know who else on
Brooke
Days.
left Passions to go on True Blood. I think that's kind of why they wrote her storyline the way that they did. When she like leaves Harmony to move with TC.
Wait, who?
Brooke Kerr or Whitney.
Yeah, Whitney, yeah.
Yeah, she was on True Blood for a short
was
time.
she?
I don't watch True Blood. I don't know. I just know that she was on there because it's like in her.
I met her at one point on Instagram, and that told her about the podcast. She never answered me back. She just left the messages.
That's just it. It's really hard to know if these people actually are reading the messages. It may say that they've seen it, but they may not have. That's the thing about Facebook and Instagram, is that a lot of times things might happen to where, I don't know, like people's phones might get swiped or something to where the phone thinks that you've seen it, but it's happened to me a number of times to where I have not seen a person's message, but it says that I've seen it. So it's hard to know. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I don't know. But she's somebody else that I did a while back. I made the call. They gave me an email, and I sent the email. Haven't heard anything. Like I said, all these people that I haven't heard from, I'm gonna give them another try again sometime. Well, Eric, I obviously gotta wait for him to finish up with the concert. But other people, again, like the guy for Galen who responded to me, said try back in the fall. So if he says to try back in the fall, maybe I will do just that, and maybe I'll try some of
Yeah, you
these
have to wait for a
other people
while.
as well. Yeah, Eric, I'm gonna have to wait until he finishes the concert. I can't expect him to have free time if he's touring all over doing this show. So yeah, I wish he would do a show on Broadway again. I mean, well, that might be a little difficult for him because he's doing days and everything, so he probably can't commit to a Broadway schedule if he's doing days. But the guy is a musical theater person, I could just imagine, or whatever. I mean, I know that I believe it was Broadway where he played Pharaoh in Joseph. I believe that was Broadway. I think that's what when I met him. Oh, there's another one, Jen Lilly, who starred on Days of Our Lives. I mean, she was originally Teresa on Days of Our Lives, and then she left and got recast with another actress playing Teresa. Jen Lilly is still better as Teresa on Days. But she's also a singer too. I forgot about that. She's also a singer. I don't know exactly what she does, but her and Eric have done one or two things or whatever. I remember when I met them both. I think they both have done a one or two Christmas numbers. I think. I really can't stay. I've got to go away, or whatever. I've seen they did that when I met them both. They they did like I think they've done like one or two Christmas numbers or something like that. So she's a singer too, who's also been on Days and all. But what was I saying again, crud? But like I said, or whatever. I mean, that's right. That's I don't remember where I was going with this. Is like I believe I remember. I think it was when my roommate and I, when we met both of them, Jen Lilly and Eric Martzoff, when we met them both for the very first time in person. My roommate stepped up to the mic and actually asked a question. I mean, Eric, are you ever gonna do? Have you ever thought about doing Broadway or whatever? And I could swear that he said that was where he played the Pharaoh in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat was Broadway. So
I think he did. I think he posted pictures from that, like not too.
I know he was just in high school, but I want to see what he looked like playing Danny Zuko, which got him the acting bug. I know he was just in high school, but still. I love Grease, so to see him play Danny Zuko, no, that's something I'm like, oh, that is I gotta see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm incredibly shocked or whatever. I know that a lot of those actors on Passions, maybe not all of them, but I know a lot of them were like really unheard of names. They might have done a few things before Passions, but Passions was what made them big and everything and all that stuff or whatever. But just the very, very, very thought that a lot of those actors that were hardly heard of and all that or whatever, that they actually can carry a pretty big tune and everything. That's pretty rare. Usually, as far as I know of again, you both know me, I'm an actor myself and everything. As far as I've known and everything, as long as I've been an actor, in order to be, like as far as just from what I've seen or whatever, you gotta be a pretty big, well-known named big actor to actually be known that you also can sing or whatever. I mean, come on. I mean, think about it. Look at Johnny Depp for an example. The guy's huge and everything, and the very, 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 very minute that Tim Burton finally let him sing in Sweeney Todd, it was no surprise. I was like, come on, it's Johnny Depp. What can he not do? and stuff
Didn't
like
he have a
that.
band though in the 90s? Didn't he play a lot at like a
I
Vice
heard something like that.
whatever?
I heard something about that. But Johnny himself has actually mentioned back when he did Sweeney Todd. He was asked the question. He was asked, um, um, what was it like doing a musical for the first time and singing and all that, and would you ever do it again? And his response was, well, I actually did do a musical a number of years ago with Don Waters called Crybaby, but it wasn't really me
Oh my gosh,
singing. I was
Crybaby
dubbed.
is such a
I
good
think
movie.
Yeah, but he was dubbed in that. He said Tim Burton's the first one brave enough to really let him sing and all that or whatever. And he said, "What would I do it again? Probably not, or whatever." But boy, did he go back on that, because then the next thing you know, he was in Into the Woods as the wolf, and he said. I said that I would never sing again, but here I am doing it again, and wouldn't you know it, it's Sondheim again. Sweeney Todd is Sondheim, and here he is in Into the Woods. It's Sondheim again. So he said he wouldn't do it again, and here he is. So that's what I just that's just how I've known, is that you usually got to be a really really, at least from my perspective. The majority of the people that I've known in my life of actors, they were pretty big when all of a sudden they decided they were going to do a singing gig, and it was like really no surprise. Like, that's no surprise. They're that big and everything. But people who are not so known and they can also sing, that's a rare thing that I've seen in my life. But like I said, that's just me. I don't know what other people think. So yeah, that's just my opinion.
I feel like a lot of like, I mean, just I go into the day players thing, like a lot of soap people seem like they have other talents. Like I would have never guessed that they would, be so. Yeah, I feel
And
like I
it's
guess
just
everyone gets their start from somewhere, and
absolutely.
so
I mean,
yeah, but
I started in a freaking, I started off as a freaking policeman in Pinocchio, basically just saying a few lines and everything like that. And look at me now. Now I'm a singer. So yeah, hey,
and
you're right. Everybody's started somewhere.
I was in one play at church a long time ago at my old one. I was the Holy Spirit. I had to jump on people's backs in Christmas play.
Wow.
I was a
Yeah.
zebra and Lion King in school in like fifth grade.
Oh, really?
I was
I
in this
was.
thing. It was called Spotlights, and you had to audition. And I got in, and we would like dance and sing, and like we are like end of the like year play though was the Lion King, and so it was like a zebra, and yeah, I think that's the only.
I was. Well, you'll be interested to know I was in the Lion King as well. I was in the full show as well. I played one of the hyenas. I was Bonsai. Yeah, that's right. Don't come back here. We'll take what's ever lying around. That one. If you ever come back, we'll kill ya. That was me.
Awesome.
So yeah. Oh man, I was so young. I think I might have been maybe like 12, maybe like 12 or something. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, no, I get super like nervous. I can't even do like presentations. I get super nervous. So I can never like now even like now like I can't make obviously face videos on TikTok because I get so nervous. So um it's just not for me. I have the cozy
Sure, and
little
it's
life
not
that
for
I
everybody.
have.
It's not for everybody. Yeah, it's not for everybody. I just really, really enjoy it. And that's why I loved it, finding out that Eric was a theater lover as well. I was like, this is wonderful. I'm watching this awesome soap opera and everything, and here the main male character, Eric Martzoff as Ethan, he happens to love the musical theater world and stuff like that. And so, um, yeah, and I mean when I met him in person, I've spoken to him about some of the stuff that I've sang, and he's like, "Oh, I've sang that for an audition once or whatever," and oh, he's such a nice dude.
He
It's
was
like,
so funny. Oh my god, he was so freaking funny at the thing. Like he and um Carson, I always forget his name, Carson Boatman, like just kept going back and forth and just like, you know, kind of like dogging each other out, but it was like in a funny way.
And it just blows me away. It just blows me away of, like you said, he is so incredibly funny, and he's such a fun-loving guy, loves to dance, loves to joke around, loves to have fun, and yet here he is on Days of Our Lives playing this very dark and very down kind of character who just can't seem to have that much luck. That's like a giant leap from who he really is in real life. You never would expect it.
Yeah, he was very funny at the show. They were all really funny, but he was funny. You can tell he's very like theatery and like
Yeah.
he's very expressive. I think that's kind of the word. Like he's very like expressive in how he like talks and how he like sings and like just very. I mean, again, they all were, but I think maybe it's like also I've watched him as Ethan. And like I don't watch Days or any other soap operas, so like I don't know the other ones' acting
Kind of.
ability or like acting. So
I don't know. I mean, Acacia, you'll have to tell me if you come upon Casey. I don't. Again, you watched the show longer than I did, Casey, so I don't know if you ever saw this, but I find it very, 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 very just downing. From again, even though I've not watched the show from the very beginning, I have definitely seen lots of moments or whatever of passions. It really, 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 really just downs me something awful that it seems like they gave all of the musical moments to Travis, and once Eric came on, he barely got to do anything singing, at least
oh
from
yeah,
what
I forgot. Travis does sing on with Lindsay at the beginning.
I just now thought of that. I forgot. There's that
He
moment
is
at
a
the
good
cabin
singer.
or whatever, and the two of them sang a duet. I forgot about that. So that, I guess in a way, Travis does sing for how good he sounded there. But it just seems like Travis got more of the singing moments, and Eric comes on, who is an actual full-blown musical theater singer, and the same thing happened with Days, because Kyle Lauder, who was the original Brady before Eric came on, I think he's also a singer, because back in those days when Kyle was Brady, they did it just like Passions did. They were doing musical theater parodies where they actually did like a Sound of Music with Brady and Chloe, Nadia, Jorlin, and Kyle Lauder. You are 17, going on 18. They were doing that together, and they're singing and they're dancing, and it looks like they're having fun. Once Eric comes on, they ain't doing none of that stuff anymore. And so it's like, come on, you guys, Eric is a musical theater performer. Give him something to sing. Why do you give everybody who plays the character before him all the musical gigs? And Eric, who is a trained singer, he gets nothing. It's so
I
downing.
don't know if they give him any singing.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Casey, I don't know if you. I mean, again, you watched the
And
show longer than I did, so I don't know if you saw any in Acacia. I don't know if you'll come upon any that I just haven't seen. But just as far as I know, Eric
I
never
think
got a chance to sing when he came on.
I think he did sing with Lindsay at one point.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
I've yet to see that yet, huh?
I feel like I've heard like maybe have seen like a clip of it or something because I think it's when she's pregnant, like pregnant in real life, right? Like, and they're like in a club or something like that, or like a bar, or like maybe at the Blue Note or something.
I haven't got a clue. I
I
don't know.
feel like this was I would know this scene, but I don't like. I think their promo pictures are like, or that for that season, their promo pictures are like in this setting that they did this musical thing in. But I'm not for
Yeah,
sure. I'm not
I
for
don't
sure.
know. I know they did. I mean, Passions did it a lot more than Days did or whatever, but Passions did a lot of those musical or movie parodies where they actually got opportunities to either be funny or sing. Days used to do it, and now they don't do it anymore because they basically are, they're, from what I am to understand, their budget is extremely low days right now. That's why even Mackenzie even said one time when a lot of people have been wanting Mackenzie to go join Days, Mackenzie goes, I would, but they need to pay better and stuff like so what I
Yeah, she
understand
said
is their
that
budget
soaps
is
don't
very
pay
low.
as well as they used
Yeah,
to.
my friend actually said the same thing, that their pay is very, very crappy, and that's actually kind of why a lot of people are being let go who are actually fan favorites and are actually. I mean, as of right now, I currently have um, three favorite current couples that are on days that are currently on days, and two of the couples have been fired, and they haven't left yet, but they are leaving. And I am like, you have got to be effing kidding me! It seems like all my favorite couples end up either getting fired or one of them chooses to leave, so they both have to leave. So yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, no, yeah, that's kind of it for
But
like
no,
the.
that sounds like you had a blast. That sounded like a lot of fun. I've never been to anything like that, so I can't imagine what it was actually like, because I've never been to anything like that. I've only been to
It was,
two
it was
concerts.
much more busy than I mean. It was really like much more crowded. Like part of me there was a part of me that was like, okay, this is like in Cincinnati, Ohio. Like it's not gonna be like it's not a big venue. Like it's not gonna be like insanely crowded. And it wasn't like insanely crowded, but I mean it was like pretty good crowd. Like I'm glad that it didn't sell out before I got our tickets because I waited till like probably a month, 3 weeks before the show to buy the tickets because I'm a procrastinator.
I told Casey about this, and I guess I better tell you about this too, Casey. I mean, you are a TikToker. I just want to tell you, and again, I know you haven't met this character yet on Passions, but I know you know who he is, and you will end up meeting him later on. He's probably like I mentioned this before, he's my second favorite character after Miguel, Dylan Fergus, who plays Noah. Um, it was so funny. I was on TikTok streaming through people, and I all of a sudden discovered him. I suddenly discovered that he had a TikTok. No videos, no nothing like that, but I followed it, clicked on it, and I sent him an email. I sent him an email and I said, I see you created a TikTok. And he responds back with, I have not. Can you send me a link? And so I sent him a link, heard nothing about it afterwards. So,
There are a lot of people who fake, fake being, and especially if they're not like blue check marked or whatever, or
yeah,
verified or whatever. Yeah, I've heard there's
I
a lot
used
of.
to have I used to have a blue check mark on my Instagram, but I don't anymore because I wasn't the one paying for Meta. Friends of mine were sending me the money, and now I don't have anybody in the.
How you know it's how would you know if it's really them? Not you know.
I feel like sometimes like most of the Passions cast has blue check marks by their name, like on Instagram. So on TikTok, I don't think that they. There's
Uh,
some who do, but there's some who.
Yeah, Christopher Malecki, who plays Spike, he told Casey and I when he appeared on the show, I'm gonna try and get him back at some point until we can get more passion stars. I guess we're just gonna have to I don't know. He said that he would be more than willing to come back at some point if he's available during the time that I ask him. And I've asked him a few times, and he said, "Give me this many weeks and check back with me." And I guess I've forgotten to check back with him, but I do have his phone number. And so, but anyways, he told Casey and I when he was on the show that what I told him that prior to calling him, I had messaged him on Instagram. I'm sorry, not Instagram, TikTok, and he goes, "Yeah, my daughter made that for me. I don't know how to use that stuff or whatever." So,
Yeah, I feel
yeah,
like especially TikTok is like very like I feel like it's not like a lot of the profiles. Like I've had like fake on my TikTok, on my Passions TikTok, I've had like fake Justin Hartley, and like you can tell they're fake because they actually comment on things, and like that's not
especially
likely.
yeah, especially Eric himself,
I've
Eric
had
Martz.
a fake Eric, and his I think his wife posted on social media a bunch of fake profiles or something like
Yeah,
that.
Eric actually, I figured out that he was a fake with the stuff that he was messaging me, that he was private messaging me things. And then before you know it, he started following all of my accounts, not just my one. He started following all my accounts, and the things that he would message me sounded so out of character for who Eric Martzoff really is. I was like, this guy's fake. This ain't real. Block, 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 block. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I just assume that they probably most of them are. I mean, unless I like see them go live or something and they're like, them, then yeah. But I don't really. I
Yeah,
follow.
now knowing how good of a singer Eric is, there's just like a lot of musicals that I would love to see him do, but I know that it's more than likely that he won't because back in the day, a while back, I still have the video of it. It was shortly after maybe like it might have been, I don't know, maybe like about a year after he started as Brady. He did this interview. I only have part 3 of the interview. I had all 3, but I don't know what happened to parts 1 and 2, so I have part 3 only. But he was doing an interview or whatever, and he says that he keeps in contact with his mother, like like all the time and stuff like that, or whatever, and all that kind of stuff. And his um mom was like saying to him, "Oh my God, I watch Days. I love seeing you on Days. I just love you so much. That show is so good. You're so wonderful, and all that stuff." And then she'll ask, "Well, when are you coming home?" And then he'll be like, "Well, Mom, if you want me home, then I can't do the show, you know." And so that's why I'm like thinking, even though I would love for him to do other musicals, I don't think it would happen because I mean, if you want him to something else, then he can't do Days.
Yeah,
So,
he definitely, and he made jokes about that, like getting back to like, okay, well, we're gonna wrap it up because we gotta go film Days, and then like the one guy made a joke about like, well, you're the only one on Days right now. So I think that I don't know if Carson Boatman is on Days or not because he's
I have to look up who Carson is or whatever. I'm not familiar with that name. The Brandon when he used to be on Days until they wrote him off by him getting kidnapped, and now he's out there somewhere and nobody has a clue of where he is. So a lot of people think he's dead. I mean, Gabby, who was his wife, has basically moved on and everything and has started having
Was
relationships with other guys and stuff.
was what's Colson's last name again?
Boatman.
Boatman. I might have to look him up.
Let me see. I
Yeah,
might
that
see
name
his
is. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I might know his character, but I
I
don't
feel
know.
like he may be on because Eric made a joke about like how he is like Brady is his uncle, and he was like, and I'm a terrible uncle, like I never see him, and just like made like a joke about that. So I don't know
No,
if he
I'm not
actually. I don't,
familiar with it. I'd have to look up who he plays and then say, oh, I know who that is, or no, I don't recognize him. I mean, Brady is actually getting a fair, good amount of stuff to do on Days right now. I mean, his little girl daughter just got out of a mental hospital that a judge had forced her back into. I mean, she got out, a judge sent her back, and she just got out. And so I don't know. I mean, I might have mentioned this before. Currently on the show, giving away spoilers to all of you out there who don't watch Days or whatever. But his daughter is kind of evil. I guess you can kind of say she's a little girl, but she's evil and everything. She does a lot of bad things, like her mother Kristen has done, because Kristen's an antagonist and stuff like that. And so, but Brady's really getting to be the Eric as Brady is getting a really really good chance to be more of a father to his kids than Ethan was to little Ethan and everything. I mean, he never knew that little Ethan was his son until like the final 2 episodes or something. But Brady is like getting a chance to be a father to his daughter Rachel, to his adult son Tate. He's really getting a chance to be an awesome dad. He's like a really really cool dad and stuff like that. And
yeah,
he's like,
Carson Boatman plays Johnny Demira. Demira.
oh, he's Johnny. Oh, well,
That's
Johnny,
Stephen's son, right?
Huh?
huh?
Is that Stefan's son, right?
No, Johnny is
Stefan.
one of Sammy's sons, and he
Oh,
he's actually, I guess what he probably means by that is because Johnny and Chanel, who are a married couple, they are one of my favorite couples on the show, and probably what he means that Eric is the only one still on the show is because Johnny is actually one of the characters that has been fired. He's not gone yet, but he will be leaving, and so that's probably what he
Okay.
means. As far as I know, the ones that have been fired, the actors have already left the show, but the characters are still on there for now. They haven't left yet. And as we know, Days films months in advance. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So if he
He,
plays Johnny, I know who that is. Yes, I didn't know that. Actually, now that I think about it, that does make sense. That Brady would be his uncle because Brady is Sammy's stepbrother. Yeah, Brady is Sammy's stepbrother, so that does make sense. Yeah.
and then the other guy was, let's see, Scott Reeves.
That name sounds familiar too, but I
Yeah.
don't know his
Let's see if I
character.
can look up real quick who he
That
played.
sounds familiar though.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I know it's going off. Let me see who he plays. He may not be. I don't know if he's on Days. He might be on like another one. He is. He was on General Hospital. He played Steve
Oh.
Weber.
Then I'm probably not as familiar with him than I thought because I have seen a few episodes of General Hospital, but that I mostly have watched that for the couples or if one of my favorite actors happens to be on it. I never really watched it as storylines like I do Days and Passions. So
Yeah,
um,
they made that joke about like well, Eric's like, well, we got to go film Days for you, and the I think Brandon was his name.
well, how much longer are they? How much longer are they touring?
I don't know. He said, but then he was like, "Oh well, no one's ever really dead in Salem," so it was kind of like,
They
I don't know.
wouldn't kill off Brady. Brady is just too. No, they wouldn't even temporary. They wouldn't kill him off. Not to
They
mention
have
he has
shows. Let's see
Not
what
to
it
mention
says.
I forget who it is. He's got another character's heart inside of him, or somebody gave him his heart. I forget who it was, but yeah.
Their last show as of right now is November 22nd.
Well, because you, Casey, you just said that you would like to go next year. Well, who's to say that it's going on next year?
They
uh,
probably will come back around, but their last show was in New York on the 22nd. But they like book a
New
lot of shows.
York. God, I don't even have the
Mm.
money to go.
Smithtown, New
Yeah.
York, November
And
22nd.
the way to get there too.
And then they'll
Yeah,
be in New Jersey,
exactly.
they'll be in Texas, they'll be in Vegas in
And they
September.
really get around. It's amazing that a soap opera can have something like that.
They're always booking shows. Like I follow them on Instagram and they constantly are announcing new shows that they're
When
doing.
when I was growing up, I mean, soap operas were just basically, those
Yeah.
shows that your mother would watch or something like that. It was just couples having sex or couples. Hi there! Look who it is! Hi!
Hi.
So,
or couples having sex or couples cheating on each other or stuff like that. But now here they are touring in concerts. I mean, where did that come from?
I know it's
And
wild, but yeah.
not to mention the very first one that I that I watched had witchcraft in it. I mean, where did that stuff come from? um, but anyways, you know what, folks? Our time is up. We have just made it through another good episode. Kick freaking ass. All right. Yeah.
Woo!
Yep. Yes. So everybody watching out there, thank you so much for tuning in once again. If you missed today, that's okay. Just tune in next weekend. We'll be back. And all that. The show is going good. I am still trying, and I know Casey is too. We're still trying to get people. I mean, since we had Jill Remez on the show, that was a huge deal. And I mean, just as Acacia was just saying, it seems like people like Eric, they're just very busy, and it's just very hard to get them on here or whatever. But we're not giving up. We're not canceling quite yet. We're gonna keep on going until we know that we're not going to make it very far and we're not going to be able to get any more people. That could be a while. So I've left a lot of messages and we've got a lot of people to hear back from. So once again, please tune in. We're glad that you came back, Acacia. We're hoping that you'll be back
yeah.
next
Happy to be back.
weekend. Yeah, I mean, the show you say the same without you, girl. And so,
We miss you.
Casey, you keep up your work and everything. You keep trying to message people as well, and I'll start on Monday. I'll start making some more. Well, I don't know who else I can. There are a few people that I haven't been able to get in touch with or leave messages via phones, like Sam Bennett and stuff like that. So I can keep trying people like that. It's just difficult, but I'll keep trying and all. And once again, before we go, all of you out there, just like Acacia, all of you out there who loves passions and loves, just remembers watching the show from the 90s to the 2008 and all of that, and just misses the show as much as we all do, please give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe, leave your name and your social media in the comment sections below. Me or Casey will reach out to you. We'll see it. We'll reach out to you. We would love to have you appear on here. We would love to have you on here just like Acacia does quite frequently and just talk to us up nuts on passions. I mean, just before you know it, if all of you guys out there like passions, we could end up having a whole bunch of people on here at once. So this wouldn't be just a Casey and Joe podcast. We would have, like, God, a lot of people if all of you guys will just...
We need to get more views and more subscribers.
That's right, exactly. And so far, we've done very, very good. All thanks to you guys who miss and love Harmony and just want to keep it alive. So let's do that. Let's keep it alive. And until we meet again, I am Joe Velasquez.
And Casey Metcalf.
And just remember, you are our passion for life. Thank you. Thank you. God bless. And have a good night.
Nice.
Alrighty.